I was Allison's only senior woman staffer, and she paid me the lowest rate. Happy Equal Pay Day! For years, I was kind of our caucus staff point person on our money. I wrote the memos, I did the research, I picked apart the Republicans' arguments and their little excuses, all the obstacles they threw up to us having fair salaries in comparison to them. That was just a standing project of mine. Other staff would talk to me about it, we'd strategize, we'd prepare recommendations for what our members should say to the majority to try to fix this problem. The task is just never done. It's maintenance. You know, you're always trying to keep your salaries close to theirs. I even randomly came across these text messages the other day that I apparently saved, where I was fighting for Jordan to get a higher date and a higher salary. Here they are. That was in 2022. So finally in January 2023, Allison and Jordan broke through with the new speaker, a guy that Democrats helped put in the chair. And Democrats finally got more reasonable raises. Here's the letter I got from Allison. Notice how it says, systemic and inequitable pay practices plagued the state legislature over the years. I think I told you before that all of us senior director level staff were now at 80% or more of our Republican counterparts' pay. Well, I have to make a little adjustment to that. The boys were at 80% or more. I was at 79%. I noticed right away. Jordan brought this letter to my office, and I think he expected a ticker tape parade. And I was happy, but why should I get 79% when he's sitting across my desk from me, my younger male friend and colleague, getting 81%? Anyway, that's not my issue, because 2 weeks later, it got worse. 2 weeks later, the Republicans hired a new Republican counterpart to me, Kevin Stanek, Republican Chief Legal Counsel, almost a decade younger with less experience, obviously. And my pay gap grew. Now I was making 69 cents to the 37-year-old's dollar. So over the next few months, I spoke to Jordan about it. He said, yeah, tell Perez Morris, the outside counsel firm, they're already investigating your complaint. So I did, and they didn't do anything on it. A couple more months went by, and I discussed it with Allison in that final fateful month, and she said, I'm not going to do anything on this. And she fired me 4 days later with all this stuff pending. So I filed my EEOC charge months later. I include the unequal pay claim. The House files its response, and their answer to the unequal pay claim is, oh, we already dealt with that. She complained about unequal pay 6 years ago, and we hired outside counsel, and they said everything was fine. It's so ridiculous. Like, the pay rates change over the years, guys. And they said, oh, and 15 years ago, the minority lawyer had a low salary too. They failed to mention that Republican lawyer, Mike Lenzo, had just graduated law school, compared with our lawyer, a black man who had been practicing for at least 15 years. And also, what's the argument? Unequal pay is fine because we did it 15 years ago? Between two men? Just unserious. Just unserious people. But these excuses, these GOP excuses, that's what Allison Russo is waving around right now to defend herself. The GOP letter to the EEOC says that my counterpart has more extensive and different experience than me. I mean, provably false. I had more extensive and varied experience than him. I'm a decade older. It's laughable. The GOP letter says there's a similar pay disparity between all majority and minority caucus positions. I mean, the data's online. It's provably false. The boys got 80% and I got 69%. It's right there in black and white. This is how much regard that Allison Russo has for the truth. The numbers are right there for all to see, and she lies about them. And I'm talking easily about this stuff right now, and I laugh about it because I have to, but I was pretty floored at every stage of this, at each new lie by Allison. Like, does she know what team she plays for? Seriously. Does she even consider herself on the Democratic team? So happy Equal Pay Day, everybody. Believe women. Girl power. Women lead. See you soon.